Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you. You say to him, I don't want to hear you sing in a parking lot. It's disrespectful. I'm not going to sit there and audition you in a parking lot, right?
Well, oddly enough, that is what happened, and probably what happened to me, right? So I'll never forget the first time I saw Dallas Austin. I was in the parking lot of a nightclub. He had come out, obviously drinking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a few people. It was Dallas Austin, Keith Sweat, and I wanted to sing for them in a parking lot, and they wouldn't see me. So it wasn't just a parking lot. It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's.
Right.
And I'd heard about Justin through kind of the grapevine because people were talking about him. And, I said, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. So let's just do this the right way. And
then you looked him up, I guess, on the line. Online, he had a couple of videos if you liked what you heard, and then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, it were a few people.
Right.
To be perfectly honest, it was my wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
Right.
And
you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing." I said, "Hey, listen, and me and my one of my best friends now, we didn't necessarily see eye to eye. There was some crazy thing that happened when we were kids where he was a local promoter and he didn't do right by me. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to confuse the issues. Me and him are in a good place. I don't want it to be bad." And he said, no, this is bigger than that. This kid could really be something. I said, okay, well, let me talk to her.
Right.
We reached out, we talked, and, I told him, I felt like, this could really be an amazing moment for your career. And I really think, because he was just trying to shop the kid. He wasn't his manager at the time.
Right.
And, I said, hey, listen, musically, I think that there's a lot that I can do. And as a manager, I want to mentor you. I want you to be his manager. We kind of, looked for different people, to potentially manage him. But because he was working with another artist at the time. And I felt like, yo, man, this is really a major moment. You should really lock into this one. And I will too. And we held each other's hands through it. And man, look at the success that came
it's
of
unbelievable. I mean, what you did for him too is to really give him confidence and mentor him. Does he still turn to you for advice? Do you?
Well, we turn to each other for advice.
You
and we
do?
help each other because now we're working together in the capacity of management. So I went from being managed by my mom, managed with my wife, and now my best friend.
Who's that, Scooter or somebody? Scooter Braun is Justin Bieber's manager. So you encouraged him to become the manager.
Well, we work together in the capacity of management.
Yeah. When you see Bieber out there, do you get involved?
And listen, I ultimately have reaped the benefits of having a great family net worth around me. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, that even is a success in your career. I mean, Bieber makes a lot of dough. Therefore, so do you. I mean, that was a pretty good call on your part, right? Back in that kid.
Ultimately, I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about that very thing that I just said. Keeping it in the family.
But would you sit there when he's like when all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis? Are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis, and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, "Yeah, show your cock," or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, "Look, part of this is PR"?
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
he's
I'm saying,
running that himself.
But Usher,
he's got his own. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody.
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man. Come on.
Does Justin ever buy you an expensive gift to thank you for all of your input? I mean, you mentored him, you believed him at an early age. I mean, you really have helped him. I mean, in a real big way.
Come to mention it, no, he
hasn't, right? Do we resent that? Do you want to say something now?
No. I think that relationship has, really been a fruitful one.
But when he screws up, do you sit him down and go, "Look, I know something about this business. I've done it all. I've lived a little longer than you. I'm not coming and preaching to you, but I am trying to advise you."
I mean, as a mentor, as he's accepted my opinion. Right. I can give him my perspective. He's like a child to me. So I don't necessarily feel like it's business. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm talking to someone who has had hardships. Like if your child ever has difficulties, any person who's listening to this shit right now understands that nobody's perfect. You're going to have moments. And when he does, I can only show him the reality of what it is that has happened.
So you've done that?
And yeah, of course, we've had stern talks.
Have you ever spanked him?
Oh, stop it.
Or you don't do that?
Nah.
Well, I certainly hope.
That would be funny,
No,
though.
but going back to the decision, Usher, I got to get this right with the voice. I would think.
I think I've wanted to.
What?
I've wanted to at times, but
Spank him?
yeah, but hey, man, that's
You should. What a great photo op. I certainly hope your penis is longer than his,
Oh, my
because if you're
God.
his mentor,
goodness.
I hope so. I really do.
How can he take advice from somebody who's not as big?
That's right, Usher. Usher, yeah, it's hard to take advice from you if you're not bigger than him.
The Howard Stern Show.